I'm between you and lunch, I guess, so trying to make this as precise as possible. My name is Wolfgang Lippert. I happen to lead our healthcare and life science industries for EMEA. And Salesforce is known for CRM, and you're also known as an American company for potentially that first slide that I share with you. It's a forward-looking statement, so be advised some of the information I might be sharing with you will be forward-looking. Please make any of your procurement decision, be it for our stock or for our product, based on what's currently in the product. So I knocked that one off. And I actually want to thank you. Salesforce is a success story in itself. For those of you who know us, we are growing fantastically, and we are recognized as an innovator, but it's actually not us. It's you, our customers. I don't know how many customers we have in the room, but it's a lot of them. We call our most successful customers trailblazers, to really wave the path for others and really do groundbreaking innovations. And we are enjoying customers from providers, from payers, from medical devices, and from pharmaceuticals. So the interesting piece on that is we already have most of the stakeholders that we were talking about in many of the discussions we had today already, and they're using the Salesforce technology. Like everybody else, we see the fourth industrial revolution having phenomenal innovative power for the industry. We will be moving to a world of AI and of care everywhere, where we as patients will receive better diagnostic support by wearing devices, where we see a plethora of opportunities across various dimensions. I just want to call out three of them very briefly. The first one is to really enhance the operating model of the pharmaceutical or the medical device or the payers and providers, so the core way of how you do things. And that's pretty close to what we've been done traditional. But the second one is already pretty new for us as Salesforce. It's really to provide personalized patient engagement services, to not reach the HCP, but to reach the patient directly, and we do that with solutions. And the last one is the most important one of all. We see more and more pharmaceutical, medical device, pay and provide organizations to team up with other stakeholders in the industry to really form collaborative care networks. And I'm really, really pleased that I'm now joined by Emanuele Ostuni from Novartis. Emanuele is the head of their cell and gene therapy in Europe, and Emanuele will talk us through a great case of how actually Novartis is doing some of the things that I was talking about. Emanuele.
Thank you, Wolfgang. Thank you. And thanks, Paul, for the invite, and all of you for your attention. Thanks for the mic. At Novartis, we talk about reimagining medicine. And today I'm going to talk about two things that have a lot to do with that. One is bringing breakthrough medicine to reality, and the other is leveraging digital tools, going big on data to deliver those therapies. And I will assure you of one thing, we don't even think about sleeping with our cousins, so to the earlier reference. But we do think that we're doing a lot of things that already Paul and others mentioned this morning. So let me start by reminding us of why we're here. We're here for patients who, to bring them therapies and actually bring them hope, because many of the patients I'll be talking about today had given up all their hope until some of the therapies came online over the last few months. These are brave lymphoma and leukemia patients that have also agreed to share their story with us and with you. CAR-T technologies are being described as a revolution in many places, but really we think of them as having come through the evolution of three fairly interesting and different areas that are finally mature. The first one is immunotherapy, immuno-oncology. We finally understand a lot more about how the immune system works. We know how to deliver therapies that impact the immune system and its ability to fight disease. The second one is cell therapy. We've gotten pretty good as an industry over the last few years at taking cells, sometimes from patients, sometimes from other sources, and turning them into a therapeutic product. And last but not least, gene therapy. We're finally able to safely insert genes into cells and into patients and have a good outcome as opposed to some of the earlier failed attempts over the last 3 decades. So the results are quite remarkable. The industry has been talking about the results as remarkable. I share here a quote from Carl June, who's been a great collaborator in this, because as we mentioned earlier, we didn't do this all alone. We partnered with UPenn and all of the team of Carl June to deliver this. So this is what drives the excitement of the therapy. But as some said, medicine is just the beginning, because making this product and delivering it to patients is a whole other story compared to what we've been doing so far in pharma. So a quick reminder of how does 90% of the industry work in pharma. We make thousands, millions of tablets or doses. We package them up in a well-centralized facility. We deliver them to pharmacies, and then we wait for a physician to write a script and the patient to go pick up the product at the pharmacy. Sounds right? Yes, right? So here we have a completely different situation. Here, we cannot even think of starting to manufacture until the patient has been identified by the physician, and the physician has partnered with that patient and has withdrawn cells from that patient and shipped those cells to us. Think about that for a second. Nothing can start until the patient and the physician give us something. And by the way, when they send us something, those cells, those precious cells, the clock is ticking, because these are not patients that have a long lifespan, typically. So this creates a whole set of challenges that we need to overcome, and we need to overcome and change the way in which we work in order to deliver the product. This is a product that's made individually for each patient, so each batch is individual. We cannot afford to switch batches, because if we do, 2 patients lose their life. And this requires a very tight chain of identity control, which has to be built through the entire process. And as you can imagine, these cells switch a lot of hands as they go through the process. And when the product arrives at the hospital, it is not your standard delivery case. The team of individuals who deliver this product is very varied. There are a lot of them, because there's a lot of different topics that have to be tackled. And these stakeholders are expecting from us the same kind of experience that they expect every day, just like us. We're used to seamless, integrated ordering systems, notifications, high level of service and technology, and this is requiring us as a company to compete in ways that we hadn't competed before. And a lot of what you see here is driven by digital tools and by different customer-facing mindset that normally doesn't live in pharma's DNA. We think this is just the beginning, because delivering the product can be enhanced through a number of tools. You've heard some very interesting presentations this morning. We think the patient's monitoring can be done offline. Remote monitoring can enable outpatient delivery of the product. Most people think it's impossible, yet it is possible. If you just monitor fever and neuro and cognitive function, the product can be delivered outpatient. And taking it a step further, the doctor-patient relationship can be improved through some of these tools. And in our view, we're just getting started to deliver all of this as a package to physicians and patients.